Okay, so here we are, still playing Conquest of Pangeae. This really still at the very beginning. Got 5 stones for the tan player, I guess. And he too wants to try to gain powers. He's got his leader that he can get on the board automatically because of the locations. So the question is, where, what, how does he want to move? He can't grow, he can't expand into new territories. Even though there's a tasty one right there. But given that, well, maybe he can get the jump on that and gain it. So he's going to spend 4 of his stones. And that's really the whole wad. He could have spent more anywhere, not really. 4 is the most he can do. Oh no, he could have spent 5 to grow this. But he has no real desire for that. He wants this territory that should be fairly easy to grab. So he'll do that, and he's going to get rid of that 5th stone because it's useless to him. He can't play in a 1-point area as things stand right now. Now, since he grew, he gets 1 card, and it's a fairly powerful one, but only 1 use. And he draws the timeline card. It's another 5. We're at 18 million years. Lakes flourish. Add 1 population marker to any below limit area on this continent with lakes, or take a raft. There are no lakes here, so he's going to grab a raft token, which will allow him as a move type action to actually sail from one coastal region to another. Now he gets to place his leader. And here's a hard question. He wants to put the leader somewhere where they'll be useful. He could just walk in here and take that if he does. This I don't believe they're adjacent. It's hard to tell, but because of the kind of puzzle nature of the pieces. Is there anywhere else that he'd want to grow easily? Well, it's kind of nice to be able to grow in these big areas too. So I think he's going to play there, figuring he can pay the expansion costs into there without much trouble. And now we go on to red, and again I'm going to just do 1 round of this and then keep going around, but focus on when interesting things happen instead, because nothing too interesting is happening here, but if interesting decisions come up, even I'll talk about them. So we got 5 stones for the red player. Well, the red player has his leader set, so what he's looking at is expansion opportunities. Expansion's not going to be easy. Basically, he can either concentrate up here and try to grow this and fight against blue, or down here in this general area in the rich plains areas. Given that blue already has a lead here, he'd have to shoot to fight into this space, so that's less attractive. He can't grow from here because it's mountains. He can't get 2 pieces there, so he can never attack out of it. So it's beginning to make these look more attractive. With 5 stones, the only thing he can do out of those 2, and really the only option otherwise would be a 3-stone option, is place a piece here. And I'm not worrying about putting it beneath because he already has dominance there and no one else is there. Ordering in the stack does matter, so if anyone else was there, he'd have to worry. And he did a growth, so he gets 1 card. It's a recyclable, which is kind of cool. And he draws 1 of these, and it's 10 million. Well, 10 million is going to put us to 28. We're going to have a problem. We're going to have a break-off, and it's going to be not Africa, but the green continent over there. Nothing he can do about it at this point. Flood. Eliminate 1 population marker from this continent. This continent being Africa. There's nothing much that helps him there. He'd like to get rid of stuff here. So does he like orange or blue more? Orange has 5 things. Blue only has 4. He'll get rid of an orange piece here and kind of knock them out of the fighting here. Now that piece is eliminated and out of the game. But these go away, and what is it? The green continent has broken off, It's no longer connected. That looks like North America. It just sailed off on its own, and now is kind of harder to interact with the other continents. Oh, you know what we forgot? We forgot to add Red's bonus piece. Alright, well, things are moving kind of fast, and Blue still hasn't gotten a leader on the ground, and they kind of need one. Alright, let's move on. Well, I want to start playing in the current situation rather than... because some interesting things are indeed happening. So let's take the orange player. Now the first thing he does is he moves his leader. He's allowed to grow his leader. He puts that here. Okay. Fine and good. Now he's going to spend 3 of his stones to gain dominance of the hills. That takes it from Blue. And he's got this. It's not in his hand yet, but it's coming to him because he's got 2 or more hills and he's just gained dominance of his first. He's just gained a dominance when he hasn't gotten that. Now he's still got 2 more stones. What else can he do? He can't just power out of this saying, oh, I got 2 pieces there. But he's got a couple points here he can use. This is a reusable ability, so it's kind of tempting. And he'd like to do that if he can. Where can he go with it? Well, he could fire out of here. He could attack Red and clear Red off this continent. That's kind of appealing. He's going to commit a stone to attacking Red and a piece to attacking Red here. Does he think he can win? He's not sure. But this seems like a cool idea, and it gets us to see the combat system. What the heck? Alright. So, what does he do? Well, he's going to commit that second stone and his card. And Red is saying, I'm facing 2 plus some. Putting this in here is not going to help. I will only lose if I play this. I'm going to lose anyway, but why reveal my card? I mean, it doesn't make much difference other than that. So the red piece is destroyed? Yeah, harsh, isn't it? Dominance is transferred. And since there was an invasion, he shows his card up. This is going to be discarded, and I'm going to mark that by putting pieces on top of it to indicate he's used it already. Since he invaded an area, what he did here wouldn't give him any addition, even though dominance switched, but since he invaded an area, he's going to get 2 of these power cards, and he gets a repeatable one, another 2-pointer, and a non-repeatable, and he's going to get this. This has been not used yet. Now this gives him special advantages, extra defenses in the hills in particular, as well as ability to expand and grow for more points and other terrain. This is a game where you kind of snowball. The better things go for you, the better they keep going. And in the 2-player game, that became obvious very quickly that it's possible to run away with the game. In the multiplayer game, I'm assuming there's going to be some power to bring people down. We're going to see if people can bring orange or yellow down, because they seem to be jumping to kind of a lead here. So they opened up, actually, they forgot to do this on their turn, but they drew an epidemic. And this is going to cause a population to be removed from any 2 areas. You may not eliminate from hills or plains. It's a nice card. It gives them a couple of power, a couple of places they can shoot things. Well, they're strong here, but they're not in power over in these areas. They'd like to increase their strength over here. So what they're going to do is they're going to pop 2 tan pieces. They think tan's doing okay anyway, and it's in their way. That gets rid of those, and it adds 4 million years. For the blue player, they want to spend 5. Well, they need to get their leader advantage as soon as possible. They'd love to get it down here. Oh. But they're going to spend the 5 to grow this and try to get an expansion into one of these two. I know they moved in the other direction. They don't want to use this. They can't launch out with this, for example. And there's nowhere they can go. That it's a one-shot card. Cards are kind of valuable, so they don't want to shoot them. So they're going to just get one card, and they get another of the same kind. And a quick one of these. This is an earthquake. Now this is important. This guy's immune to earthquakes. Eliminate one population marker from this continent. You may not eliminate a population from an area with tundra in the big 10 million years. Alright, well, what does he want to get rid of? Getting rid of the hills wouldn't really do much harm. And there's no expansion opportunity for that other than the leader. That seems like a good choice. There's no defense for it. So indeed, that's what's going to happen. And again, in the box, dead. Alright, well, I'll continue for a bit and come back. I seem to have this failure to come back at any time. Well, Tan's going to play a piece here, I believe. I gotta check the expansion rules from the leader. So my understanding is they don't. Yeah, I think the leader allows a growth from there now, which means I can spend all 5 pips and grab a forest and a mountain. And I forgot to remove these, but they lost them. But this is huge. They're going to get 2 power cards for this. They're also getting their dominance bonuses for these. And these are kind of cool. Mountain has these higher valued combat values. Forests gives you slightly increased in forests, but the avoiding losses from epidemics. I didn't use my raft. I didn't use my power card. I get 2 more of those. And they're fair. And I draw one of these, and now I'm up to 22 million years. Study the skies. The stars inspire your species. Take a raft. Well, they can collect more. And we got no breakup. Finish the red turn, and I'll load this one up, I guess. Because I seem to be going in all that detail no matter what. Alright. For the red turn, they'll do the same kind of action here. They'll place this. They don't... I didn't get rid of their hills. This is kind of a tricky part of this game, is remembering what's going on. I'll spend 3 stones to advance into these hills, and then they get them back. It's my power card. It's a rechargeable one. So if I could spend 3 more somewhere, I could do something kind of cool. Now, I'd like to. I've only got a 1-point card, yeah. Well, I could attack here against Tan, but Tan's got all these cards. I don't want to face them. I'm at a disadvantage against them. What else can I do? I guess I could move into here again. I'm not sure about that, but I'll spend the card and my 2 tokens and build another piece here. It increases my total sort of strength on this continent. I'm not feeling very strong over here, but I don't want to waste a card play, a turn that I could have done something on. Hey, I forgot these. I get 2 more cards because I expanded into a new area. And one of them's a recycled card. And now I draw this and we're over again. 5 million years bounty. Ocean provides abundant food. Add a population to a below limit area on this continent or take a raft. Well, I think I want to play. And I think I want to put something here instead. And now it's a break off time. This continent takes off. That's no longer mine or no longer connected. And now we move on again. And we're seeing kind of why this game is so odd, because the terrain is changing so severely. You know, you think it feels like a regular area control type game with some kind of interesting mechanics, to tell you the truth. But with the terrain changing so much, it definitely throws an extra wrench in this. Now, that's not where things, I think, get the most interesting. But we'll see if we can find that. Alright, I'm going to load this one up.